Welcome to the Learn From Us podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone. My name is Seth. This is Paul. If this is your first time joining us, that'd be weird, right? What if it is?
Listen,
what if someone has never heard a single word we said in the past year? Wouldn't it be weird?
Well, it's going to happen.
They have no clue who you are. They're wondering why.
We're getting new subscribers. We're getting new people every week, so of course people don't know.
Welcome to the podcast. We're in Richfield, Ohio. Paul and I went to high school together 20 years ago. We didn't know each other that well at all. Never hung out once. About 3 or 4 years ago,
Saw each other at Cavs game.
Saw each other at a Cavs game. I asked Paul what he did, and he was like, well. And I was like, what does that mean? You're not a dentist or something? And he was, well, I'm kind of into this. And then next thing you know, I got a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and I started getting intrigued. Then you found out I did photo video, and you hired me to do the promo photos.
I knew you did photo video at that time.
Well, I've been fairly adamant on social media.
Yes, you've been very good about it.
But so Paul basically hired my wife and I to go down to Mexico and document the home, which we did really well, and we've since done a couple times. And then you hired me to basically do your training modules for real estate and investing, which people hire Paul, like myself, hire Paul to be a business consultant for their companies, for real estate investing, whatnot. And so since then, we basically...
And now Seth is the permanent host of Learn From Us podcast.
Yeah,
he's the reason. He's the Howard. I'm the Robin.
Really, you think it's that way?
Well, as Deb put it, so I'm giving a shout out to Deb. As Deb put it, I make a great sidekick.
Really?
I sent you that text. You loved it. You're like, I love this woman.
Sidekick.
I'm the Andy to your Conan.
You're Andy?
I mean, in the sense that, yeah, I think you're the host.
Oh, wow.
You didn't think that?
I sort of knew I was the host, but I thought you're really the... I tee up the questions and you knock them down.
Yeah, but so I don't think...
I think people want to hear what's in your mind
more
than what's in mine.
So maybe, but that's all the more reason why maybe I'm the permanent guest, and because...
Oh, I see.
You had a lot of... everybody's comments to me is like, oh, Seth is so funny. I'm like, I'm sitting right there too. And I consider myself reasonably funny.
We had a podcast many months ago about how I was looking to buy a business.
Oh, yes. How's that coming along?
Well, I just informed Paul about 3 minutes ago that I did buy this business.
Wait a second. You actually bought it already?
The letter of intent. I'm banking things are going through. It's all going through. There's a deal happening.
Wow. When's it going to close?
Hopefully prior to the first year, so we can get going. Which is hilarious because my business partner said, okay, great, we'll get this cookie. I said, oh, by the way, I'll be in Mexico January 4th through 11, so you can handle shipping from there. So I have found out in life that I'm not very long-term project managing is really not my style.
Explain that further, because I know what you mean, but I don't think they know what you mean.
I struggled with my PhD program.
Did you? I
did, because my advisor was incredibly hands-off. The meetings that we have on a weekly basis never really happened. My advisor, God rest his soul, when I started my PhD program, he was rather old, really old. People were hesitant to join him but he's still very famous, very, very famous.
What's his
scientist. His name is Sheldon Shore.
Never heard of him.
And how dare you stomp on a man's chemical grave?
Well, you said he's very famess. If you'd said his name is Matt Damon, I'd be like, oh.
He's very famous in the scientific world for his boron cluster chemistry. I know your in-depth knowledge of
boron. More like boring.
And of course,
yes.
Listen to the jokes. Just listen to the creativity fly out of this guy.
Don's head is down.
I haven't heard that one before, but yes, boron, folks, does rhyme with moron and sound like boring.
Damn, I didn't think about the moron one.
So anyway, but it was very long-term oriented. It was like literally, it took 5 years. Are you playing footsie with me? It took 5 years, and he was literally like, go in this lab and come out when you have your PhD. I'll see you in 5 years. It was like, that was the guidance. So it's very tough on a day-to-day basis to like
motivate yourself,
set goals when like a majority of research doesn't work and you're banging your head against the wall trying to figure out why things won't happen and coming up with...
So why do you expect in business then that things are going to work all the time?
Well, the last 10 years, what you told me as of yesterday, the last 10 years, I considered wedding to be somewhat salesy. I mean, I have communications.
It
with people.
is.
Yeah. But you consider it more of just taking orders.
Well, wait a second. There's still an element of sales to taking orders, but there is a difference between order taking and you're picking up the phone, calling somebody and saying,
Absolutely.
hey, you don't know who I am. You don't know you need this product, but here's why you need it.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder.
Very difficult.
It's just like investing versus, buying a fund and not even thinking about it versus I'm going to analyze this company and say, I found value here and I'm going to wait for 5 years for the value to come through. They're different methods of investing, but one is harder than the other.
For example, a friend of ours who invests in pharmaceuticals just went to Florida this past weekend. I said, what for? He says, well, I'm going to a pharmaceutical conference and trade show to learn about up-and-coming.
Was this Mo?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was just going to visit his family.
I mean, come on, bro. An investor going to a pharmaceutical conference? That's work.
Well, he's also a former MD student.
Ah, that's right.
He spent 2 years in med school.
Either way, so I found I definitely thrive in more of the order-taking, short-term, you need something, you've informed me you need something, I'd like to try and fulfill that.
I'm going to make the best experience possible for you on that thing you need.
Yeah. So I don't know when. Anyway, so the company is in it. I'm learning who I want to work with in this world. People like yourself, the people you surround yourself with, people who really kick ass. And a buddy of ours really does that. I mean, like, robotic friend of ours who is very disciplined and just like. And so I think 5 years ago, well, he actually offered me a job when I had some troubles about. It'll be 4 years in April, Paul.
Since you got laid off?
Yeah. And at that time, I didn't actually believe that I could be a successful photographer. And then I tried being a successful photographer and made 180 my first year.
Yeah.
So, but regardless.
Irregardless.
Regardless?
It's regardless.
Irregardless. But no, I mean, like, I like working with people that really like.
So tell us about this business. You keep tiptoeing around this thing. Let's freaking tell us. And if you don't, I'm going to be like, why the fuck did you bring it up then?
I'll tell you, okay? But
I mean, seriously, Don. He's like, I'm like, okay, well, what's this business?
I mean, we got to build. It's been 8 minutes. I got to build the drama here. Drama for your mama. It's really kind of laughable.
Oh my God.
The company. It's a dry graphite film spray.
What the fuck does that even mean?
You didn't know?
I don't know what that means.
I didn't tell you?
No.
Wow. So it's coming.
Is it as dry as this conversation?
Whoops. I tried to give Paul one of these like this, but I hit the
which is probably more appropriate.
So graphite is a lubricant spray.
Okay.
Sounds hilarious.
Yes.
Okay. You spray it on. Apparently, it's used a lot in like airplane engines, motorcycle engines, car engines, obviously. And it's owned by a guy who currently lives in North Carolina, but it's a Cleveland-based company. We have a manufacturer, we have a bottler, we have a producer, and we basically then it's our goal.
What are the sales right now?
So it does. You ready? It does $80,000 in revenue.
Oh, so it's very small.
Very small.
Okay.
20 of which is profit.
Oh wow, good margins.
It is
25% on a bottom line.
Really? Most people are shocked at that number. Wait a minute, this company only makes $20,000 a year?
Well, that's because they're just thinking about. I'm looking at the profit margin.
Well, that's good to know.
I'm looking at a company to buy right now that does $3 million in revenue and $200,000 in profit.
Say it again.
I'm looking at a company to buy now that does $3
million
million in revenue and $200,000 in profit.
Oh wow,
not even $200,000 actually.
It's interesting. So, but it's owned by a guy who wants to get out, wants to sell the company, has not even attempted to grow it in the least way, shape, or form in a long time.
Is there a patent on this?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, does he have a patent on this?
Maybe not.
Well, shouldn't you know that before you close them on the
I got a guy on that.
Write that down.
I got a guy working on that.
And who is Santiago? The victim. Write that down.
We'll get through all that bullshit. But it's exciting.
So what's the plan here?
Well, the plan is, I mean, if we can grow it beyond like.
Well, what's the plan to grow it is my question.
Well, a lot of the sales techniques that you've been teaching us for the past 6 months can be a start of it.
How does he sell now? How does he get his $80,000 in revenue?
He doesn't. He just takes orders. He literally opens up the website and takes orders.
So all of it's driven just from orders on the website?
That's right.
What's the average? Like $80,000. How many units is that?
The cans are about $10 a piece.
So about 8,000 units.
Yeah.
And what does it cost them to make a can?
$225.
Wow.
Maybe.
It's a really high gross margin.
I would think maybe.
Folks, for those of you who are wondering, gross margin is your unit sale price minus your direct cost to make that one unit. So if the cost is $222, the cost is 10, your gross margin is 78%. 10 minus 2.22 divided by 10.
So, yeah, so when you say how is he growing, he's not interested in growing.
I mean, I was saying, how does he selling it right now?
Yeah, just opening the website.
How many competitors are there out there?
There's not many, but it's like, how would you compete with WD-40 when people actually call a lubricant WD, right? Like,
yeah,
Kleenex. People say get a Kleenex,
yeah,
even though it's really a tissue.
Yeah,
right, or a Band-Aid.
Xeroxes.
So we're dealing with WD-40 is one, but they're still drastically different.
How are they different?
A WD-40 is invisible when you spray it on. However, it's can be flammable and can break down under high temperatures. This stuff will not break down. You can see it, but
what color is it?
It's white when it sprays on, which is unfortunate because you can't put it on outside things as much as WD-40.
Oh, you can, yeah, correct, but you can. I mean, it's probably for WD-40 is probably a temporary solution.
Yeah,
this is more of a permanent solution,
and it goes up to. It can be exposed to temperatures up to 850 degrees.
Wow. So what's your guys' plan of the partnership?
Well,
talk to me, baby.
It's a 50-50 partnership.
Oh, 50-50.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys splitting the cost to buy it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Can we talk about who your partner is or no?
I don't see how that's beneficial, but
I'm just asking you because I don't want to say his name and all of a sudden
I don't know.
All right,
not at the moment, but once we get cooking, we'll have him on.
Let's call him Santiago.
Santiago Zivitum. On Santiago Bay. Paul's house in Mexico is on Santiago Bay.
On the shores of Santiago
On the
Bay.
shores of Santiago Bay. We had a voiceover from one of the Mexican guys down there that we love, and it was just incredible.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So Santiago, a friend of mine who's not Hispanic at all. But no, we bought the company for
$47,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
And our growth pattern is at least open up. It needs a redesign. Some people call it a redesign.
You guys sell on Amazon?
No. So guess who I'm going to be talking to in Mexico for a week?
I know somebody.
I do too. A dear friend of ours. So I said, well, this is obvious. I mean, I got a guy who slays on Amazon. So like I can get his insight. And I've already talked to him on the phone about it. Shopify is apparently another avenue. General outreach to racing teams. Apparently this is used pretty heavily in some racing teams.
Who's going to do the outreach?
My wife and I.
Wow, really?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're very excited about this. But it brings down the short-term buying cycle that I'm more accustomed to, like weddings.
Uh-huh.
And it's exciting.
That's awesome.
I never knew. My dad was
guy
worked on cars. His hands.
You did know that.
What's that?
You did know that.
No, I never knew that it would come for a full circle.
Yeah.
That I might be involved in some sort of auto.
How did you guys find this business?
Santiago. Santiago is always looking for intriguing businesses and has done well with a couple other ones in this spare time, sort of a spare time. So he's fairly adamant, we're going into this like, well, if we just make our standard revenue, that's fine with us too. And any growth would be great. So it's a different approach, a less desperate approach to perhaps some other business adventures that I've tried. But it's exciting, and
are there any employees?
No, he has the capacity for someone. So I guess so. We do have like an operating someone to take orders and fulfillment things that we have someone for that.
So how is this a business right now? Versus a guy's just like pet project.
Well, it's not very big. So.
No, I know that. So what does this guy do apart from this business?
I don't know. I'm going to talk to him during the transition to figure out. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's not what he lives on, but how is it a business? I don't know. It's just small, right?
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying it's a criticism. I'm saying like...
and so our friend of ours was adamant that, we could start on this small and it may very well grow to something. I mean, that's funny. We think more short term, not short term, but like if this could pay my mortgage, that'd be exciting.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I would like to, can I get the name of the product or no? Not on the air.
Maybe not quite yet.
Do you want to text it to me?
Yeah.
Along with the nude?
Yeah.
Send nudes?
Send pics. Yeah. But we'll have a whole podcast about this, but it's a huge transition for us. My dear mother thinks that we're not doing well financially.
Really?
I don't know why.
When did she say this?
She says it at times. I don't understand. So I was like, Mom, don't worry. We just bought a company. We're great.
And what did she say?
Well, I guess Mom's worried. My mom's a super worrier.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you've said that before.
Yeah, she locks the door to go get her mail. And then subsequently, like, locks herself out of the house. This has happened multiple times. So, I mean,
is this why you moved back home, just to be able to?
Well, this is really bad, dude. So I tell her all the time. She really buys into this. What is it? The cycle of fear or the perpetuation of fear? That
I don't even know.
A lot of people say the government keeps us in fear. Fear-filled people by.
She's one of those.
Oh my, yeah. She's.
Well, one of the strongest ways to sell is fear.
Fear. Yeah, fear. So she lives out in the middle of nowhere. Like nothing ever happens. Cow pastures. I'm like, Mom, like you don't have to lock. You're gonna be fine. Like everything's gonna be fine. Sure enough, like literally, like in sight's distance, the house got robbed.
Really?
Big time.
What do you mean big time?
Well, the guy was selling ATVs and like hunting equipment out of his house. Apparently, like bows and arrows. Yes, they call them bows, not bow hunting, bows and arrows, like a Robin Hood shit. But no, like apparently, and those things are like $1,000 a crack. Maybe
are they
more
really?
For a nice bow? I'm sure. Like everything's leveled up, right? I mean,
so somebody came in and were like, "Well, we know this is here. We're gonna."
They targeted him, and
so what's your mom saying now?
They cleaned him out, apparently. Like, they pulled up trailers and loaded up
on.
ATVs and raided the place for hours. Dude has a huge dog in there that says he literally barks at the wind. And they broke in the house and the dog never said a word.
Where were they?
Sleeping. Oh, yeah, bro. They targeted this place. This happened.
So wait a second. Wait a second.
I know.
They didn't wake up the entire time it was happening?
No. I think they were there for like 4 hours cleaning this place out. It's crazy ass story.
That is a holy shit moment. Wow.
That's the story that.
So what's your mom saying now?
Well, now it's like, oh shit, I can't keep telling her. Like, okay, fine, you don't have to lock your door.
No, you can because it was targeted. It's like, listen.
Yeah, I know it's crazy.
This is incredible.
So, but anyway, she's
Clinton,
worried
Ohio.
about us. Meanwhile, like I'm making these great moves and whatnot. So,
wow.
Yeah, so it's an exciting company. I'll keep everyone updated on it. I'm definitely gonna need your guidance and help.
Guidance.
And we got a lot of things planned.
That's awesome. Are you and Santiago excited to be partners?
Yeah, I mean, like you, I like kick-ass people. Like that are on time, I know.
I say like all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
My wife says it, I think, too much, especially if she might not know exactly what she's talking about.
Better than Is it better than I don't know.
I've tried to replace both with just silence.
Plus, it's more intriguing.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, this will be fun. I'm excited to see. Those are good margins. So if you go to $1 million in sales, it's pretty good.
$1 million? Holy.
$1 billion?
No, that'd be astonishing.
$1 trillion?
I mean, Beth actually asked, what is a successful year next year with this new company? What would you say?
Look at Bethy. 200,000.
200,000? Are you serious?
As opposed to what?
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking of smaller percentages.
Well, he's doing zero advertising now.
If I could grow this business 20%, that'd be monumental, I think. That's 400 units.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's not 400 units. That's 1,600 units.
1,600 units?
Yeah, if each unit is $10, you did 80,000 in sales. It's 8,000 units. 20% of 8,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking of the revenue number. I was thinking of the profit number. If we can increase profits by 20%.
But if you do the math, if you guys have gross margin of 78%, to grow profit by 4,000, that's selling 70 more units.
I'm going to need your help with this.
That's increasing sales by 1%.
Is the point. $200,000.
I mean, I look at it going like, you're not doing anything on Amazon. You're not doing any real advertising for.
None.
I mean, it might cost more money, but
There's not even a video to show you what the hell it does.
I know a video guy.
I do too.
You can be like the guy who's like, look, I did this boat in this thing, and look at me going across the alligators.
How much money do you think
kills.
that tape makes?
Kills.
What's that tape called?
I don't know, but all I know is I need that tape.
The motherfucker saws a boat in half and puts it back together with duct tape. Oh my God. And while it's wet.
Yeah.
How does he do that?
I don't know, but it's amazing. And then he goes in that shark-infested water, and they're like freaking bull sharks. I mean, it's bullshit sharks here, folks. But of course, it gets the point across. Oh my God, there's 30 sharks down there. The guy's like, look at me.
How does that work? The water is spilling out, and he tapes it while it's all wet.
And I love how they use it now for Instagram memes. Have you noticed that?
What are they doing with it?
It's like things like, God damn it. Next time I find one, I'm going to send it to you because it's so funny.
Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain.
God damn.
What do you think about that commandment number 2?
Is that number 2?
I think so. What do you think about that one?
I think words are words.
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot about my near-death experiences more and more, but we shouldn't talk about that in this podcast. We'll talk about another podcast.
We've talked about it before.
We have. I know. I'm sitting there saying we were
read more on it.
Oh yeah, I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Are we done with this podcast?
Oh my God, 22. The listeners will slay you, Paul.
I know. Mason's gonna be like, Paul, please give me longer than 22 minutes. It's not even 22 minutes because the first 2 minutes was you jerking around.
Well,
and we didn't have the camera on either. Luckily, I was so insightful. I'm like, that camera's not on.
Insightful. Yeah, you were
observant. I was like, that camera's not on. The mic's not on. The mic's not on.
So yeah, well,
I'm excited about this.
I knew you would be
because Seth's getting his hands in a couple jars here, which I like.
While at the same time, Paul was very frank with me yesterday about
your time management
skills, which I'm eager to learn how to improve.
I think, Seth, to your credit, I think 3 years ago, me saying that would have caused you to start crying. Okay. Not literally, but get upset. And I think yesterday you're like, okay. It didn't seem like it was an insult yesterday because it wasn't intended to be an insult. It was just, Lisa and I talk about this stuff a lot where we talk about being self-aware.
Go on.
And being honest with ourselves. And I think when it comes to business, you have a lot of potential. And I just think your key will be time management. And when you focus, get things done, move on. And especially if you're going to have 3 or 4 projects going at one time, 3 or 4 businesses, you need to really become good at that.
Yeah.
Because Santiago has other things going on too.
Yes.
So.
Thank you for the insight, Paul. Thank you to our listeners, for the first-time listeners.
Thank you we should have some saying for all first-time listeners.
What do you mean?
I don't know, like trying to, if it's your first time listening, we talk about business economics and life. Business, investing, economics, and life.
I'm sure the key to the success of this podcast is we have to come up with some sort of bullshit
tagline.
Tagline or hand movement like Grant Cardone.
What does he do?
10x.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Is
that what he does?
I think he just must hire models.
Hire?
He must hire models at his conventions.
What does Joe Rogan say? Does he say anything? Do you have any tagline?
No, but the logo he has is getting fairly
popular,
famous. People are tattooing it and getting T-shirts.
I did see the tattoo people.
Yeah,
I like my profile picture on Facebook. That guy, the artist guy.
You love that.
I do. I think we should have one with me and you because I think your face is the.
I do have.
I know you have one, but maybe we should part of our logo.
Great.
So we talked about changing the name of the podcast, and I think we're going to keep it.
You're going to keep it.
Yeah, because I think it does speak to exactly what we're trying to do, is trying to teach people things, and it's not one specific thing. It could be a business owner who talks about, it could be somebody who raises money for charities. I don't know.
We're going to have that on too.
Who's that?
Betsy.
Oh, we're having her on?
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't know that was that Betsy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, of course.
I didn't know it was that Betsy.
Yeah, we're going to have her on for sure. So, what's funny is I thought that the Learn From Us show title was a bit egotistical. Like, we're all smart. But in reality, most of the time we just talk about all the shit we fucked up.
But that's the whole point.
Yeah.
And bringing other guests on to learn from them.
Talk about them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I do like it.
I do too.
All right.
That was Andrew's idea years ago in Mexico. We were in Mexico. He's like, how about Learn From Us? I'm like, oh, it's a good name.
Thanks for joining us. LearnFromUs.com.